As you know, on Friday it was the March for Life here in Washington, D.C., a joyful event where people from all around the world celebrate life. Well, not to be outdone, the left, who really celebrate the Roe v. Wade decision, they had their own march yesterday. It was called the March for Death. Our own Doug Blair was there.
I don't think it's appropriate for a fetus inside of you to is essentially a pest.
I'm Doug Blair for Salem News Channel, and just days after the March for Life in the nation's capital, we are yet again seeing a protest centered around abortion, this time in the opposite direction. We're here with some of the protesters out in front of the White House, and we're just here to talk to them a little bit about why they're here, what it means for them to be here. So, guys, why are you here today?
I'm here because this has gone on for way too long. People need to keep their hands off of women.
It's a woman's body. If the woman is carrying it, then it's completely up to her, in my opinion.
We demand that the Dobbs decision be overturned.
Should men have an opinion on abortion, and if they can, where should that extend to?
We should all have the opinion that women's rights are humans' rights. The rights don't get trumped by corporations. Those rights should not be trumped by any given church.
There are fundamentally some people who believe that religion forbids this type of abortion. What would you say to that?
I am deeply concerned anytime that religion gets used as a mechanism of control rather than a mechanism of relationship and love.
I personally believe the fetus doesn't have beliefs. It can't think, so it doesn't really have an opinion. It's the mother's choice.
It's not a real human that you are growing. They cannot live without the mother. And to say that the mother or the unborn child's life is more valuable than the mother's and the conditions that she has is ridiculous, and it's pathetic.
There is a lot of anger in these pro-abortion protesters. They believe that Roe is their sacred right. They should be able to have the right to an abortion.
If we're unwilling to go ahead and support those children as after they're born with care, with health care, with education, if we're unwilling to support them with food to eat, then why are we forcing someone to have those children? These children grow up angry, and angry people do angry things because hurt people do hurt things.
By contrast, there are some pro-life people here as well, and we're talking with one of them. So, I mean, we just had the March for Life. What does it mean now that we're having to deal with these types of protesters?
Yeah, I think it's so amazing in a post-roe America. There's so much that we have to do. March for Life together, and also tell people that are on the other side that they're loved and that there's support and that there's care. So we have so much work to do.
The people that are calling for pro-life, those people are not fulfilling the needs of the foster care system. Those people are not standing up and taking care of children that don't have somebody to take care of them.
We have support that for every one Planned Parenthood, there are 14 pregnancy resource centers that give everything from housing, baby clothes, baby formula, all completely and utterly free.
A lot of people will point to certain biblical passages to say, God knew me before I was born, he knew me in the womb. Are they misunderstanding that text, or how does that kind of play into a belief around abortion?
You know, when we take any issue and grind it down to a single solitary right wrong, then we've probably gone off the rails.
People forget that, women are being forced right now in some states to carry dead babies.
There should be no laws, I think, really regulating something that is a reproductive health care right.
The right to an abortion is not in the Constitution at all, and the baby has a right to life. You can't have a right to bodily autonomy or anything until you're alive and living, which starts at conception. So that right, the right to life, always precedes any other right.
My parents got knocked up in college. It made their life very, very difficult. I grew up believing that I was a mistake. Unloved, uncared for children are angry children, and the angry children act out. And that's what ends up driving up rates of criminality.
In these particular circumstances, the health care of the woman will take priority, and therefore there will be no concerns to the woman's health. Is abortion then still acceptable?
Yes, it is still absolutely acceptable because women need that protection, because there's no man that's going to be able to tell you that you were raped or you weren't raped when you go to your doctor. That's just not going to happen.
Final question, if Roe v. Wade is not brought back or federal abortion legislation isn't signed, what happens? What are the consequences?
Women die. That's it. Point blank period. Women are going to die.
Oh, women will die.
Abortion only harms women. It brings them closer to breast cancer and all of these things that are very harmful to them.
This has been Doug Blair for Salem News Channel. Well, they're not hard to find.